All right, step 1 and 2 in the books. Let's move on to step 3, which is staying agile and educated. And so what I mean by that is, okay, what have we done so far? We have defined the gap, and we've got ourselves on a realistic roadmap. So what we're not doing is we're not actively marketing the business. Like, that's not what this is about. I mean, there's always a time and place for that, but that's not the thesis of what this series is about. What we're trying to do is to help you run your business, make it more valuable, but increase optionality so that you do have influence over the timing. So when I say staying agile and staying educated, what we mean is this. You need to control what you can control. So when opportunity inevitably knocks on your door, you are prepared to not only meet the moment, but overwhelm the moment with your preparation. And so what does that look like tangibly? One of our clients, not even a client. I mean, he eventually was, but at this point, he was not a client. But let me just tell you what he did on his own that was so remarkable. He had a great business, and people that have great businesses should expect to receive unsolicited offers for their company. And he was of that mindset. So when someone knocked on his door, this is what he had done in advance to help make the most of that opportunity, staying agile for whatever might come on his door. He was not resolved to any particular outcome, not actively marketing the business, but someone knocked on his door. He was ready for it. Prior to that, he had conditioned his team to do several different things from a reporting standpoint so that, number one, he would be ready. Number two, it did not create confusion and distrust in the organization when they started pulling documents that could be easily connected to a possible interest in selling the company. But he was already doing this on a very regular basis. It was normalized. And so when people came in and they started asking for, hey, we need a gross margin by customer by month report, he was already pulling things like that with his staff. They were very accustomed to do that. They were also very accustomed to closing out financials on the 15th of every month. And they were in that cadence like clockwork. So he had them conditioned to perform at a high level when a buyer expressed interest in the business. He had also developed a one-page simple teaser which had the highlights of the business and made it very easy for a buyer to assess how interested am I going to be in this, which in this case, they were extremely interested. But this was a great example of someone taking ownership over the responsibility of being agile. We're not actively marketing the business, but if someone's going to be interested, we will be ready for that moment. And that's what being agile means. The other part of being agile and being educated is while you're running your business, while we're not marketing the business, it is critical, and this is what the best of the best have done, they still ensure that they are positioned to be in the right conversations with the right potential buyers at the right time. Because I don't care what you do in your business to create value. In many, many, many cases, and I've been doing this for a long time, there's nothing that you can do in some cases to offset how expensive a problem is and what someone's willing to pay to solve it. So if you're not positioning yourself to be in those types of conversations that create synergistic value that you can never create, you're missing it. You're missing the timing and you're missing the outcome. So in a great example of this, again, industry peer, they positioned themselves to be part of some conversations. We got wind of something that was material. A likely buyer for them lost a tremendous account. They were hemorrhaging. They needed some type of action immediately. It allowed us to bring in this conversation that they weren't actively marketing the company. They were uniquely equipped to solve that very, very expensive problem. And ultimately they did. And that's exactly why they got significantly more value at the point of sale. But the point is, had they not positioned themselves to be agile and educated about what was going on in the market, they would have never had those opportunities. And so that's what was key here. If you stay agile, you're ready for the moment when it happens, and you're also staying educated about the many, many types of opportunities and conversations that create unique outcomes, you're going to leave money on the table and you're going to forfeit what would otherwise be very uncommon influence over the timing of your future industry exit.